Hey YouTube, Joyboy here. So, today I want to talk about Big Mom's Vivre card, and as you guys should know, this plot device, which we thought had been removed from the story, has somehow returned back to the story as of the last chapter, and I think that it's going to have more impact than simply them controlling King Bomb to run from point A to point B and have Big Mom attack them. But before we get into the topic of today's video, I do want to shout out my Discord. There will be a link in the description, and essentially Discord is a place where you can chill and hang out with other people who watch my videos, other people who like One Piece, chat with your voice, or text, or whatever it is that you want to do, troll, share your ideas, discuss ideas, chill, or hell, you can even meme all day. Anyway guys, this exists, it's pretty dope, link in the description. But now let's talk about the Vivre card, and guys, straight up, this Vivre card's interaction in the current scenario is intriguing to me. Which is, you know, back when we were in the Seducing Woods, Nami used the Vivre card to control the many homies that were present there. And they were forced to essentially act against their will. They didn't want to fight against the Big Mom Pirates, they didn't want to fight against Cracker. Cracker, for one, scared them, but Nami was far scarier, and the Vivre card has some sort of magical ability to make them Nami's pawns. But we don't know how this would work if they're confronted with the decision to choose between the Vivre card and Big Mom. And so the idea right now is that the Straw Hats are heading towards the Seducing Woods. They're very close. I, for one, expect to see an answer to this conundrum, whether it be the many homies in the forest or simply put King Bomb. And so guys, this situation is super strange, because the obvious answer, really what we should expect, is that the homies would choose Big Mom over the Vivre card. The Vivre card is just something that sort of represents her life force. It's not Big Mom herself. We saw when Carmel created Pandora, we can see that Mother Carmel made some sort of pact with it. I think the same can be applied to Big Mom and all of the homies that she created. This is the exact quote. Carmel says, "I give thee speech, heed my call, or listen to me." So for any of the homies to listen to the Vivre card over her is by itself kind of a head scratcher. But you could argue at this point in time that Big Mom is not in a state in which she can command anyone to do really anything. Of course, she showed a little bit of speech in the last chapter, but that's more of the exception to the rule and less of the rule. But, I mean, even in a situation where Nami can command the homies to defend them from Big Mom is by itself very strange still. And I honestly believe something like this has actually been foreshadowed. Now it'll be really interesting to see if this is actual foreshadowing or just some sort of red herring or just a superfluous detail that has no meaning, but given the time frame we're looking at sort of uncovering this secret as of the next chapter, then I think it's worthy of bringing up. At the very least, I think that we can learn something. And so let's start off with what Nami learned about the homies and the Vivre card. This is what King Bomb says. It is common knowledge amongst us homies that we are all powerless in the face of Big Mom's Vivre card. And so to that end, even her own children are prohibited from carrying one around. And I don't know if it's just me guys, but this already gives me the impression that the Vivre card has more power than Big Mom herself. Why else would it be illegal for her own children, her own subordinates, to carry around a Vivre card? This actually honestly adds up extremely well with what we've already been given, which the homies in the Seducing Woods were ordered by Big Mom to stay there and to do various things to those who trespass. And in the face of this order and the Vivre card, they chose the Vivre card. And there may actually be specific foreshadowing that the homies would choose Nami with her Vivre card over Big Mom, which is Nami as this. Which one do you think is scarier, Commander Crack or his mother, the Yonko Big Mom? And they said, this was a joke, but it could end up being foreshadowing, you beat them both, hands down. Does this line essentially imply or foreshadow that given the choice, the homies would choose the Vivre card? And so guys, this is all pretty inconsequential, right? They're just homies, they're not gonna stop Big Mom. The best that they could do in the next chapter is provide some sort of distraction so that the Straw Hats can scatter or leave or whatever it is that's going to happen, might assist in the plot in some way. But what really has me curious is the overall meaning behind this. Why is it that Big Mom's Vivre card has more control over her homies than Big Mom herself? Now, Vivre cards are one aspect of One Piece that still needs a proper explanation, so all we can really do is speculate about them. But what seems to be clear is that Vivre cards are in some way or another connected to the life force of whoever the card was made from. So in the case of Ace, as he started to die, his Vivre card started to burn up. It's worth saying that an alternative name for the Vivre card is the Paper of Life. If I were to put on my tinfoil hat and make some sort of speculation here, I would suggest that the Vivre card is, in fact, the life force contained within this special paper of a specific person. Or to get really crazy, it is the reflection or impression of someone's life force at a given moment in time. But we're just going to explain this in layman's terms for now. The Vivre card is someone's life force. And this life force, in one way or another, would like to return back to the main body. This is why the Vivre card points in the direction and can lead someone to whoever the Vivre card was made from. And this is also why when the person is nearing death, so too is the Vivre card. And so guys, this doesn't have to be true, I think it makes sense, but of course there are many possibilities here. But if we just take this for truth for just a moment, whereas the Vivre card contains a portion of someone's life, then you would expect the main body to have more sway. Then Big Mom herself would act similar to the Vivre card. But we are specifically speculating here that she would have less pull than the Vivre card. So in what world does this make sense? And guys, it makes sense considering many of the old speculations that other people have made, that I've shared on my channel, that I've talked about, which essentially suggests that, you know, the difference here is time. This Vivre card, made from Big Mom's soul, was made many years prior to the present storyline. Lola left Whole Cake Island, you know, we don't know the exact time, but at least 10 years ago. So why would this be significant? Well, Big Mom is described as a iron balloon. Specifically in my videos talking about Harry Potter and Horcruxes, and the potential consequences of, you know, essentially sharing your own soul with many things across Whole Cake Island. What effects would that actually have on Big Mom? How much soul is left in her body? And what effects does this have on Big Mom herself? But anyway guys, the point should be really obvious, which is, essentially I'm speculating here that the Vivre card and Big Mom are no different. Big Mom should act like a Vivre card, but we're speculating that the Vivre card would have more pull than her, which suggests that there's more of her soul in the Vivre card. And the reason behind this is because it was made 10 years ago when there was more soul left in Big Mom's actual body. But since that point in time, she's distributed her own soul across many different things in Whole Cake Island, so as that it's no longer the case that Big Mom has more soul than what is present in the Vivre card. And going back to my videos talking about Harry Potter and Horcruxes, to essentially remove your soul from your own body, the soul in One Piece represents humanity. When you take someone's soul and you give it to an inanimate object, they become humanized. But if you take someone's whole soul and you take pieces of it and you remove it till it's almost gone, does that person slowly lose their humanity? Now, a lot of people confuse Big Mom's personality with her sickness, but her sickness manifested itself before she had her Devil Fruit ability, so that is completely unrelated to what I'm discussing. But one thing that is very curious is that when we meet Big Mom in her flashback when she's 5 and 6 years old, she's introduced as having an extremely kind heart. And then we see a sort of flash forward as her young adult being a pirate, and she doesn't seem to be that way anymore. And we do know that at this point in time, she had created at least some homies. And then we flash forward again to her late ages, and it's barely recognizable from when she was a child. Did her evil personality, her vindictive personality, her bloodlust, all center around her losing potentially her humanity from extracting her soul from her body? And this can even be applied to Mother Carmel, who had the same Devil Fruit ability. How does someone start off as a nun and end up as a child slaver? The Devil Fruit could play a role. And if this happened to be true, then it might become important for them to specifically kill Big Mom's homies, which conveniently Brook has been foreshadowed to be able to do. But again guys, I'm not saying that this is definitive. We're operating based on the premise that's essentially the interactions between Nami, the Vivre card, and Big Mom were foreshadowed earlier in the Seducing Woods, and that they will come into play in the next chapter. Essentially, Nami using the Vivre card will command the homies of the Seducing Woods, or even King Bomb, to in some way assist in the strats escaping. And whatever is the overall importance of this, I don't think will be addressed immediately. But if this does happen, you should very much consider the second half of this video. But anyway, guys, that's all I really had to say. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree or disagree, and why. Share your thoughts. Make sure to check out Patreon link in the description if you'd like to support my content. Like the video if you like the video, dislike the video if you dislike the video. Subscribe if you want to be notified for my future One Piece and or Boku no Hero content. And as always, guys, have a wonderful day.